morning everybody, my name is Nicola and I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, it's wonderful to have you, and if you are a returning viewer, and I notice I've had a bit of a jump as well in subscribers lately, thank you very much for being here today. So I'm going to do a little stitch with me, and this piece is my Leonid Afremov piece. It's the supersize max colour night cafe, and I'm working this piece 1/1. No, I'm not. Start that again. I'm working this piece 2/1 tent stitch using my version of Needle Ninja's snake method. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and get some stitching done. I've got lots of comments to talk about today, and a bit of a life update as well. A few bits of that I've done in the last sort of few days. So yeah, okay. So since my last stitch with me, which would have been early last week, we've had another bank holiday here in the UK. So first of all, let me tell you about my weekend. So I wasn't so well. I didn't feel too good over the weekend, if I'm honest. I have suffered regularly with tonsillitis. In fact, it nearly killed me once. And I had a swollen gland under the right side of my jaw. It was there for no, not the right side, the left side, although it doesn't really matter, I suppose. For a couple of days it was a little bit painful. I had shooting pain up my face when I was talking, and you know, but with painkillers it kind of went away. I mean, I know I've got, you know, a few dental issues that need to be sorted out. I had a lot of antibiotics as a child, which have subsequently become the kind of antibiotics that they don't give anymore. I was seriously ill as a child, and those have literally ruined my teeth. So you know, I'm aware that I need some dental intervention at some point. Anyway, so I took painkillers and it seemed to settle, and I just sort of carried on. And I'd had a couple of days with no issues, no swollen gland, no pain. And then all of a sudden, I start to get the scratchy throat. And I'm like, oh great, tonsillitis is on the way. Because I don't know how, you know, where everybody is in the world and how people deal with tonsillitis. Here in the UK, if you're an adult and you get tonsillitis, tough, because they ain't taking your tonsils out. You'd have to have a number of bouts of it over a certain time, and it be prolific for them to actually take your tonsils out. They don't like to do it here. And I've not quite got to that stage. I think the most I had was like 6 bouts in a year, but because I was able to settle it with over-the-counter stuff, you know, I've not had 6 bouts of antibiotics for tonsillitis in a year, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I started with a scratchy throat, and I'm like, oh my god, here comes the tonsillitis, just what I don't want and I don't need. So I wasn't so well over the weekend because I could feel it happening. So I just took really the weekend, although I did plenty of stitching, and you'll have seen from my floss tube I did plenty of stitching. I took the self-care route. I put in 2,000 stitches both days between 2 pieces, but I took the self-care route and didn't do very much at all, really. So on the Monday being the bank holiday, Andy said, shall we do something? It's bank holiday. We can go out and film somewhere if you want, go and find somewhere nice. And took a survey of the children and who was going to be in and stuff. And 2 of them came with us, and we did go out. We went to Derbyshire, to the Derbyshire Dales, and to a village called Hathersage. And we had a lovely morning out. I mean, I say morning. We get to these places at about 8 a.m. So we're usually quite early. So by lunchtime we're on our way home, and I can get my stitching out. So we did that on the Monday, and we had a lovely day, a lovely walk around this village. And the last part of this is when I was, if you've not seen my floss tube, you won't know this, but I was quite proud of myself at the end, and now I can tell you the reason why. So just outside Hathersage, there's a rock formation, and it's called Stanage Edge. And it's one of those where Robin Hood and that were meant to have gone. I think there's a cave up there that's supposedly where Robin Hood was known to have gone. I mean, in Hathersage there's the grave of Little John, so it kind of makes sense that there would be a Robin Hood connection. Anyway, the walk up to this hill is quite steep. It's a big hill, and if you've seen me in real life, if you know me, if you've ever seen me fully vertical, you might get the impression from when I sit to do my floss tubes. I am not the thinnest person in the world, and I am not the fittest person in the world. I am overweight, and I don't do as much physical activity as I should. So me and Andy and Hannah opted to climb up this Stanage Edge. So Andy looks on Google Maps, and it's quite a steep hill. And he says it's 9 minutes from the bottom, from where the car park is, to the top to walk. And I'm looking at this hill, and I looked at Andy and I'm like, yeah, right. So we set off walking, and Hannah and Andy went ahead, and at one point I said, I'm going to sit here and rest, you carry on. Now, I didn't say that I was not going to climb up the rest of it. I just said, you carry on. I have to go at my own pace. I mean, certainly, as I said, because I'm overweight, I can't walk at, the kind of speed that they can. They're like Duracell bunnies. So I was sat and I was enjoying the beautiful view, and it was a stunning view. And I went up, when I'd left them, we were about a quarter or so of the way up. And I could hear them chatting away, and they're climbing up further. And then I saw Andy peeking out over the top of Stanage Edge. I just sort of carried on gently walking up the hill. Well, when I said gently, I did a few steps and then stop, and then a few steps and then stop. And I took a slow and steady approach to this huge hill. And I was really rather proud of myself, because I actually got to more than 3/4 of the way up. And it was the most activity I'd done in a long time. It was probably ill-advised, but I was determined I was going to do it. And I was really proud of myself for what I had done, and that I had made that effort, and decided, no, I'm not just going to sit at the bottom and wait. That's spoiling things for me. I want to go up there and I want to get higher and see what this beautiful view looks like. And I did. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed. Oh, hello, cat. I really, really enjoyed, you know, what I saw. I was tired. I was red-faced. I was sweaty, and you know, coming down was certainly a lot easier than going up. But I achieved something, and you know, I want to sort of keep doing things like that. Anyway, so that was the bank holiday. So then we came home, and of course I got my stitching out. If stitching was an Olympic sport, I think I'd win the gold medal. Anyway, what do you want, cat? I'm talking. You're not having a fuss now. You can come and find me later. So, of course, yesterday being Tuesday, well, today is, no, not yesterday. The day after being the Tuesday, I was back at work. Hi, cat. And I just, you know, got on with work. But then we had something else happen here. So, middle child, come on. You're coming onto my knee. I don't know if you can hear her. She's purring away, but she doesn't know what she wants to do. I'll tell you what, let's get your cushion. Come on, come sit on your cushion. Come on. That's it. I have a little cushion sat next to me. She comes and sits on it sometimes. What? So yeah, so on the Monday night, middle daughter comes home, and from where I sit, I can see through I sit under the window at the front of my house, and I face the back of the house, and I can see right through the dining room, through into the conservatory, and I can see the conservatory, the back door, so I know who's coming in and out and when. The cat is headbutting my stitching, so if it moves, it's Angel's fault. Come here. Come sit on your cushion here. Come on. That's it. So she's taking off her jacket as she's come in, and she's taking it off in a very weird way. And I'm like, oh, hello. What's gone off here then? So I'm looking at her, and as you can see, I've got a confused look on my face, and she comes in and she went, she'd been out with a boyfriend, and the boyfriend has a skateboard, and he's been teaching her how to skateboard. You can see where this is going, right? She says, I've had a small accident on the skateboard. Those were her words, and I'm like, what do you mean? Well, she says, I fell off it. Okay. And my arm hurts, but it's okay. I think it's just a trapped nerve. You know that emoji? That was my face at that point when she said, that's okay, I think it's a trapped nerve. Because I'm looking at this kid and I'm thinking, yeah, you haven't got a medical degree. Then again, neither have I. The only place that she should be right now is A&E. Now, she's 19 years old. So I said to her, you ought to go and get that seen at A&E and make sure that you haven't done something more than, you know, a trapped nerve. No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Stop worrying about me, Mum. It's fine. It's okay. I'll see what happens in the morning. But yeah, I'm not worried. Oh, okay. So mum, being mum, just held my own counsel, and I thought, yeah, okay, I can see where this is going. So Tuesday morning comes around, she gets out of bed and she's stiff as a board, and the arm is stiff as a board, and of course she can't go to work. So she phones her boss and she says, I've had a fall, I've got damage to my arm, and I need to get looked at, basically. And I said, right, okay. Thinking, great, she's going to go to A&E. So I get started to work, and she says, yeah, everybody thinks that it's a trapped nerve. And I'm sat there and I'm thinking, it's not a trapped nerve, it's definitely not. But, teenagers, you can't tell them. If you've got a teenager, you'll know where I'm coming from. They want to make their own decisions, and that's fine. So off she went to the boyfriend's. And she came home that night, and I looked at her, and she was, still struggling with this arm. And I said to her, you do need to go to A&E. Oh, I'm going to ring our non-emergency number. She'd already said that to me during the day. And I said, that is a pointless exercise. The non-emergency number will send you to A&E. Because they can't tell over a phone whether your arm is, how badly your arm is damaged. It's just not possible. Anyway, she finally relented, and at 9 o'clock at night she left here to go to A&E. Now, bear in mind, she doesn't drive, but she couldn't drive anyway because she's hurt her arm. So even if she did, and I wasn't able to take her, and neither was Andy, so it was public transport. So I said to her, keep in touch, let me know what's going on. So Andy gets up Wednesday morning. I might have got my days mixed up here, but this is yesterday morning, Wednesday morning, today's Thursday. And he comes straight into me and he said, she's not home. So I tried to text her, and then I tried to call her, but it was clear at that point that her phone had run out of charge. Now, also bear in mind that a couple of days before, she'd managed to bath her phone in the loo, so her phone wasn't working to its best of ability anyway. She'd also borrowed a boyfriend's phone, or his old phone, until she can get a new one. So I rang A&E and I said, I'm a little bit concerned. My daughter went up there last night. She's not home. Is she still on the department? Now, this is at 5:30 in the morning, people. And she'd been there since 9 o'clock. Well, she'd left here at 9 o'clock the night before. Yes, she's still waiting to be seen. I was like, what? Anyway, somehow Victoria managed to get a Wi-Fi connection and contact me. And she said, oh, I'm going for an X-ray. And I said, right, okay. Keep me posted. Let me know. Goes off, starts work. Oh, the nurse had also let me speak to her as well, which was lovely of them. Goes off, starts work. Fortunately, I wasn't on telephones. I was doing some queue work. So I get a Wi-Fi video call come through. And it's Victoria. Now, bear in mind at this point, I've already phoned up her workplace and said she's still at A&E. She was due in on Wednesday too. And I said to her, look, you need to go into work after you've done at A&E and let them know what gives. I said, if they can see you and obviously see that you've got a damage to your arm, it's better than phoning in because it's visible. And she went, yeah, it's broken. I went, what? My elbow is broken. So I'm like, that's the funniest trapped nerve I ever did see. So she came home with a sling and an appointment for the fracture clinic. Oh, excuse me. So it's her left arm that's broken, or her left elbow, should I say, that's broken. And she's left-handed. So we're going to have lots of fun over the upcoming approximate 5 weeks of recovery time. So yeah. Anyway, she went into work and they said that they would give her some light duties and see how she gets on, because she doesn't want to not work. She doesn't like getting up in the morning, but she doesn't want to not work, which, you know, I can't fault her for, but there you go. So I'm guessing we'll just have to see how it goes. So I'm like, yeah, welcome to the Broken Bone Club, kid. My eldest broke a collarbone a few years ago. I've broken fingers. Lauren's not broken anything, touch wood. But, you know, there's time yet. That's okay, you can still sit there. Cat's just perched on a cushion beside me. But I have to reach over to get my threads. I think it's a little unnerving, but we're going to be okay, aren't we? Eh? Yeah. Oh, we're pairing again now because I've just given her a fuss. Right, so I have lots of comments that I want to talk through, and yeah, we'll see what comes of those. Thank you to everybody who's left a comment. It helps to make my content even better, because I know that I'm telling you guys what you want. Okay, just put part the stitch and then we'll take a look at the first one. Sharon says she's looking forward to seeing my unboxing and whatever else I've got up my stitchy sleeve. Well, I have a few things I want to do. Oh, cat's jumped down now. She's had a 10-minute sat outside of me. A few things that I want to do. It sounds ridiculous, but I'm just that obsessed with the actual stitching part. Getting round to the unboxings, it's a bit of a waiting game. I'm too busy stitching to do an unboxing at the minute, but I will try and get them done this month, because June, as we are now on the 1st of June, I don't have a start and finish, so it gives me an opportunity potentially to do some extra floss tube videos. So my finger, now I'm pretty sure that you will have all seen me moaning about my finger in my floss tube and my chatty stitch with me, be pleased to know it's mended. We're all good. It was just about there where I kept sticking it. I've not stuck it since, so talking about it obviously helps. So thank you for your messages regarding that. Your hints and tips are always useful. I don't want to put anything on it. MVC said, have you tried putting a bandage on the finger? Yeah, it feels very clunky if I do that. I've tried to stitch with like neoprene gloves and stuff like that as well for wrist strain, and I don't like it. It doesn't feel like I'm quite as connected, if that makes sense. So yeah. Clara is a regular commenter of mine, and she says that it's nice to see that I do my videos in a happy mood and I bring a smile to her face. Thank you. It's nice to know that my videos help in some small way to make you happy. I don't think I do anything particularly special, but I'm just trying to be down to earth. And I think, you know, that's just me. I try to be as down. I mean, you've heard me when the kids are about, you know, very down to earth I am with them. I've always been like that. I'm a straight talking kind of gal. And it's appreciated by you guys. Thank you for bringing me joy, she says. Okay. So Roxanne said she loves my videos and the dog show is beautiful. Yeah, and something I forgot to mention on my floss tube, the World of Cross Stitching magazine on Facebook. No, that's the wrong colour. Just picked out the wrong colour. Had a project of the week, and last week I submitted dog show for it, and I got it. I won project of the week. So you might have seen the picture of the finished piece over on Facebook under the World of Cross Stitching. It will be framed and it will be given to charity for them to raise funds. I've got a frame for it. I've got a black ash frame for it, so I should be getting that done as well this month, and off to its interim home. I won't say new home, because unless somebody there actually buys it, it's an interim. So yeah, that's that. And then also in the comments she says I've given her inspiration to not give up on 2 of her whips that she's not enjoying but has to finish. So I always find that if I'm stitching something that doesn't give me that joy, or perhaps not as much joy as it once did, when I'm sitting down for my stitching session in an evening, if I've got a project like that, then working a strand or a couple of strands on it, or set aside a half hour at the start of your stitching session. If I do a half an hour on this, then I can go to the project that I really want to do, kind of thing. I found that doing it like that does actually help to get projects that are not so loved finished. So it might be worth you trying that, Roxanne. And oh, Why is that not going in? Come on. See how you get on. Bulky at the back of this part. There's a bit of confetti. Sorry about that, just needed a moment to work out the figures. Super finished with the dogs, so much colour. Yes, absolutely, Mrs. Miggins, there was plenty of colour in them. Although the palette wasn't massive, the way that the colours were used, it was a lovely stitch. And as I said, because the threads had like a silky sort of satiny feel to them, they were super nice to stitch with. She says that you can also get round sticky thimble like things which people in quilting use, and if she does get them, she'll send across to me. I'm happy to give them a try. I don't know why I've just taken a new thread off for that. There's a thread parts in it. Oh my goodness. Not having a good morning, am I, with this one today? It's because I'm talking, and this one, with it being the snake method, I really shouldn't be. And she describes her crafting store as a shambles. Well, I think we can all sit on that bench, because mine is, I think Andy and I worked out that I've got cross stitching in every room of this house except for the bathroom, and even then you're likely to find the odd bit of thread snipped on the floor. So a lot of part threads in this section, guys. It'll check itself out, I'm sure. Right. Next comment. I enjoyed listening to your stitching as I did a bit myself. Hope Andy's job works out okay. Now, Andy works as a courier, and as well as doing the Village Idiot, and as it's part of the gig economy, it's pretty much an unregulated work type, and it poses its difficulties, but Andy does fight back. You know, I have to say he's a strong enough character, but you know, he does want to get TVI off the ground and not have to go out to work as well, which is the ultimate goal, but it's just taking some time to get there. We really do need something to go viral, to get, you know, people to the channel for him. I can only do so much. I can't work any more hours than what I am. He will get there. He's just got to have faith in himself and be a master of self-promotion, neither of which he's doing at the moment. Well, not too much. He could be doing so much more, and I think he realises that. Where have I got? I've got a thread there. Thread end. Catch that up on the next row. So yeah, he's getting there. he's still got work at the moment, which is all good. We have to just take each day as it comes, as it stands. So okay, Sharon, another Sharon wants to know, how am I getting on with my threads since I've changed them all over to plastic thread holders, rather than having each individual one kitted up. Yeah, it's working fabulously well, because I just have a box of threads at the side of me that basically doesn't move. When I said basically, I do have still Envy kitted up separately. My Princess is also kitted up separately, and the Realm of Middle Earth is somewhat kitted up separately. So whilst I'm using my threads, I also kind of, every new project is coming out of the big box. So Stitching Shelf, this one, and She Sleeps are all coming out of the big box at the moment, and it's working great. It's definitely, for me, the best option. Just park that one there for now. Can't see where to park it clearly because I've got that many threads in the way. So the box will stay, and when I run out or run down on threads, they just get topped up from my collection. And if I don't have that colour on a cone, I just bob on to Lakeside Needlecraft or whatever and order 10 skeins of it. Because, you know, I'm probably going to use, certainly with the popular colours, like on, I've just made an order which I'm still waiting for, on the Lord of the Rings piece. I've got a lot of 3854. So I'll put that one there as well. So yeah, it's working for me. It's working fine. It's one of those things. If it works for me, it works great. If you don't know if it's going to work for you, all I can say is try it. Obviously it's an expense to get the plastic floss cards, but then you can just relabel them. You know, then there's not, they are fully sort of, you know, recycled. Even if you were doing it, you know, kitting up on individual projects, they are recyclable. So you can just use them over and over again. Or reusable, should I say. Not recyclable, reusable. Okay. She Sleeps. Now, She Sleeps been worked on 20 count, and I'm doing it 2 over 1. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say it's difficult, because it's not difficult, but it can be a little bit challenging, because 2 over 1 thickness, closeness of the weave of the fabric, so Crystal, maybe you can switch She Sleeps to 10 stitch instead of full cross. It's that stubbornness in me again. I've started it on 20 count, I'll finish it on 20 count, but great suggestion, and I have seen people doing that before, with their projects and switching them out to 20 count. But no, I shall stick as it is. But great suggestion, thank you, Crystal. We have massive cutting thread ends in a short while on this one. There's a lot building up again. Right. I wish I could get 200 stitches in less than 50 minutes. Yeah, it's dead easy. Two-handed stitching. Well, it's dead easy when you're doing two-handed stitching, and it's blocks. So yeah, it's dead easy. And of course, you know, I mean, I've been. Oh, I've done it again. Took a thread off I didn't need. I've been doing it for some while now, so I can almost do it without thinking about it. I've been known to do sort of, you know, up to 300 stitches an hour of full cross when it's just all filling in. But the problem is with it gets boring after a while filling in, so I do tend to jump around a little bit. Oh damn it, Maui Princess at the moment, we're doing skin on her face, and I'm kind of doing a strand of that, a strand of something else, a strand of that, a strand of something else, just to sort of keep that interest in, because I just get bored with sitting and stitching, you know, a couple of thousand stitches of skin. So Patty, yeah, as I said, Patty, he's a courier for Every or Hermes, as you would probably know it, but please don't blame him. He didn't lob your parcel over the gate or lose it or anything like that. Okay. But because it's self-employed, like I said, gig economy, it's pretty unregulated, and there's not much job security. It can be quite tenuous. Okay. So how am I going to work on continuing on Envy? As you saw in my floss tube, I'm actually down at the bottom. I will just go back to the top and then work another 100 or so stitches wide section from the top, I think, rather than work, you know, bottom to top. I'll always sort of, you know, usually do top to bottom. And yes, Maui Princess does look stunning. I'm really, really pleased with the additional work I've been able to do on her. 562. There we are. The additional work I've been able to do on her, it's come along enormously. And if you've not seen my Instagram, we've got one eye, and now we've got a mouth as well. The mouth is fully completed, her lips. So loving her, still trying to, you know, she's still next in line for the finish. Whichever's at the highest percentage is the next in line for the finish, which won't be this one at 3.24% currently. But then again, this one's got nearly 1 million stitches, 991,000 stitches. So it ain't going to be done anytime soon. Stitch Pal reckons sometime in 2036. So you'll see this one out on the channel a fair few times, I would say. The next one that's closest to a finish, actually, believe it or not, is the Realm of Middle-earth map, even though it's only a quarter done. Okay. Mrs. Miggins again. Sorry, no, Sharon. Brilliant on my last floss tube. Brilliant progress on the projects. I love the chatty voices in the kitchen and my expression. Yep, side eye was definitely around. They knew I was filming and they just insisted on having a chat. I wouldn't do it if Andy was filming, and he really ought to be extending me the same courtesy. And Hannah knew I was filming it as well, but they just decided to have a natter. Next time I won't be quite so polite with them, I don't think, but I think they know not to do it again. So I'm not a harridan, but you know, all I asked them for, I did tell them and forewarn them I was doing this and say, you know, please don't make a noise. I'm busy doing a floss tube. Okay, they said, and then go off into the kitchen and have a chat and a clatter and all the rest of it. And yeah, there we go. Lots of single stitches here, so I'm constantly threading and unthreading. I have actually not even done 100 stitches yet. So it just goes to show, even though I can do 250 some days, sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's just the way that this parking's working out, so I keep my scissors in my hand as well. Right, Mrs. Miggins, mind-blowing progress on the 3 projects. Can I ask if you filmed a tutorial on gridding? No, not yet. I will add it to the pile. So we've got gridding, French knots, backstitch. Any other suggestions as to how I do things? How do you want to see it? How do I do things? Pop them in the comments down below. I really don't mind. Okay, wonderful progress on Maui Princess. Looking forward to seeing Night Cafe again. Wish granted. MVC. Here is Night Cafe. I love working on this piece. I put in 1,000 stitches on it yesterday. I still worked on Maui Princess a little. But yeah, 10 stitch doing 1,000 stitches, it's like 500, isn't it? So let's just try and get rid of that. That's it. Clara again. I look forward to seeing the progress you made on Maui Princess. Realm of Middle-earth looks phenomenal. Yes, it does. The detail on it's really rather good. When you take a step back from it, it just looks so good. She says she can't wait until hers starts showing the hills and things as well, and the words. And then again, she says, take care. Look forward to seeing all of your videos, updates and things. And if I have a hard time, to tell you about how I cook the Sunday dinner. Yeah, no great mystery to that, Clara. But yeah, it's a good idea. I think for a lot of people with a stitch with me, if they can just sort of hear, it's like keeping you company as you stitch, isn't it? Okay, almost done with these comments. So great progress on the 3 projects. Love to see part of a face on the Maui Princess. Yes, Thank you, Norma. She is. I hummed and hawed for a long time about whether to stitch Maui Princess, I have to say, because I'd seen her on the Heaven and Earth Designs website for such a long time, and I was like, yeah, nah, yeah, nah. And I really couldn't decide. But I'm glad I am doing her, because she is a truly beautiful piece. Excuse me. That's such a lot to talk about. We're almost at the hour already. Joe Sorensen, fabulous progress this week. I finished my evergreen. Lovely, well done. I thought I was fully kitted for the next one, but now I'm waiting for threads. That's always a pain, isn't it? I think I'll pull out a mirror that needs the beads on in the meantime. Yeah. I've got an aura, and I've also got a mirror, and I haven't started either. Maybe that's something I can look to get cracked on with. Yeah, kind of reminds me that I've got those, but I'm waiting for specialty threads from Manora. So yeah. And Jane just leaves some lovely emoticons and my icons of, you know, happy looking ones. And then Wendy, so Wendy's stitching, stitching. Hi Wendy, I don't know if I've seen your comment before, but if not, welcome. She tells me that she is stitching on Birds and Blooms by Amy Stewart, and she loves the Amy Stewarts. The stitching shelf is the only one of hers that I've done. To be fair, it's the only one I've been tempted to do, and I was tempted to do it by my friend Petra. Okay, all right, I was enabled to do it by my friend Petra on Instagram. So it's the only one. I think about 14%, something daft like that through it. And I am enjoying stitching it, I have to say. I don't think I've got a project that I'm not enjoying working on at the moment, because even though sore fingers and so on, I'm still enjoying. So yeah, I think it's because I'm doing these Stitch With Me's 1 in 3 as a chatty, I'm able to, you know, kind of look at the comments and talk about them rather than try and type a little answer. So the more I get, the better it gets, so keep them coming. Are you trying to come up and sit on my knee again, Kato? She's very needy today. Oh, no, she's just gone behind me to go on the windowsill. Well, good luck for sunning yourself, Kat, because it's not a very sunny day today. And don't try and sit in my box of threads. There's a good girl. Oh, sitting at the side of me again. Excuse me, you can't operate my pattern keeper. Thank you. Hi. She comes and puts a paw on me and tries to move my arm out of the way. Missed that one there, cat. Don't know if you can hear her purring. What? Oh, come on then. Come on. Come and get on your cushion. Come on. Come on. That's it. Come on your cushion. I'll see if I can grab a picture of her sitting on the cushion and put it in at the end of the video. I might be able to, I might not. This cat, I swear to God, she can tell the time and she can understand English. Because if I say the word photo, she normally clears off. Come on, sit on your cushion. No, we're insisting on sitting on my knee. We're snuggling against my hoop. Silly cat, aren't you? They love her though. So, 100 and this will be 115 stitches. A bit slower because of the confetti. But I'm going to leave this video here. For a cat begging for my attention. So there we go. See, that section's coming along quite nicely. So yeah, we will leave it at that. Let me just see. Can you see? Look, there she is. Cat's underneath. Oh, say hi. Oh, thank you. There we go. One stitchy buddy, aren't you? You're my stitchy buddy. There we go. Right, so I'm going to leave this one here. So as ever, thank you for coming back and spending some more time with me. Thank you for your comments, your likes, and all the other good stuff. And I'm so distracted by this beautiful cat. All that's left really to say is take care, happy stitching, and thanks for watching. To support the channel, all you need to do is just click on another video and have a watch. That's how I support my channel, is purely through your viewership. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now. Say bye bye, Angel. No, we're gonna hide. Bye bye.